Hi, my name is Thevon and this is my entry for the Loopop Contest. I'll let you hear the full track first, and after that I am going to walk through everything I did and show you how I made this track. Okay, so one thing I can tell you already about the intro is I actually started with this part, and it's basically the piano pad and the twinkle woe together. They give a really nice sound. So this whole part was actually the first idea I came up with, and later on I added the introduction, and the introduction is the kick, piano pad, which slightly moves in. So I used low velocity and made my way up. Then we have the Waldorf M6, which gives us a nice bass sound. And this smooth sound as well. Now Now let's move on. Here we enter with our drums. So soloed, it sounds like this. And I layered this together with 2 kick drums from Zap's drums for that really heavy bass sound, and this one, the same one we used in the intro, and together with all the drums. So this gives us a nice bass drum sound. So this gives us a nice kick drum sound, and together with all the other elements like the hi-hats, etc., it gives us a nice overall drum kit sound. I was also thinking of maybe cranking up that snare, putting it through some distortion, but after all, the whole purpose of this contest is to use the samples, and I didn't want to do any too fancy stuff with the samples, so it's just the pure sound of how they sound. I guess that's the best way to describe it. So let's move on. What else do we have here? Some choir. And we actually, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 measures. But when we start from measure 8, so 1, 2, 3, 4, measure 8, from measure 5, I actually moved some stuff down here upwards to get some variation going on. And also these little things pop in, layered together. And then we move on to a quieter so this is actually moving from high energy to lower energy, of course. And this continues, and as you can see right here, also again, this is like repetition, and when the repetition starts, I like to build up towards this point, so that's why I added this instrument. And so the difference is this one and the repetition. So to get, to build up towards this point right here. Okay, so and you should notice it sounds a bit similar like this. But this chord progression starts sounding different from here on, because here we are playing and that's basically a 1, 5 to 6 chord progression, if I'm not mistaken. So here we have C major, C, E, G, and we go to A minor, A, C, E, no, A, E, G, and a B, which can be our second or our ninth actually. And well, yeah, it's basically the same. Then we go to D minor, and here this is, well, F major turning into G major, G dominant 7 actually. So it's like it's almost a 1-6-2-5 chord progression. But the interesting point is, if we start with the repetition again here, and this 4-5 chord, well, I mean, it's actually not the same right here, because if we listen to it, and here we have, I actually moved the G upwards to G sharp, and that way our G dominant 7 chord turns into a G sharp diminished chord, which is an interesting sound. So here's our G sharp, and here as well, and here is an F and a B. We could also throw in a D, of course, so we get G sharp, B, D, F, but seems I haven't. And then we continue going to low energy again, and okay, that's our sample we are hearing right now. In Groove Agent, I used one of the, no, this sample, and it comes from this little machine. Okay. This one. And I also put some filtering on this sample and automated it, as you can see right here, if we just listen to the sample. And the other sample you hear, let me see, D sharp, is this one, coming from, Jesus Christ, this little machine. Okay. And I also send it, as you can hear, it's also going to the delay right here. So without delay it sounds like this. Oh, and by the way, I also used, I actually forgot this section right here. Okay, so this one sounds, as the name describes, massive. Not to be mistaken by the VST plugin Massive, which is something totally different. So it sounds quite huge. Also sending it to the reverb, as you can hear. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention I'm also using two main reverbs, and one is a plate from QL Spaces, 4.8 seconds plate, and the other one is from for our choir sound. And I'm not sending everything to a reverb because I don't think you should do that. Just depends on the instrument, I guess. And some choir for variation. And these drums, I actually really like this kick drum. I think it's this one. So I'm also layering it with this kick to have that nice bass heavy punch. And I'm sending this one, so the snappy one, to our ping pong delay. And actually our ping pong delay, this is our delay, is also going to some reverb, a plate reverb, to make it sound more interesting. What if we disable the reverb? Let's hear it. So yeah, that makes it sound more interesting to me. Okay, so then and from this moment we build up towards this again. So this quiet piece is just a bridge between this stuff and this stuff. So yeah, I think this piece is exactly the same as in the beginning of the song, except the drums at the end maybe. Yeah, I'm quite sure this is sounds a little bit different from this piece. Yes. Oh, and by the way, I used some fancy in the beginning of the song. This fancy triplet hi-hat groove. Okay, then we continue. Yeah, we already know this piece. So. And I actually used one of the samples right here. Oh yeah, and by the way, I'm also starting to use the Perkins drums. Because they sound messed up, and that's really nice. Messed up in a nice way. Okay, so this sample, I used Groove Agent so I could pitch it a little bit. I think that sample is also from the Perkins kit. And I'm pretty sure, oh no, this. And here's the other one that I pitched. What else can I tell about this little piece? Well, I wanted like a more aggressive sound and more, I don't know, something really different than this twinkly little star kind of vibe. And that's why I've used those samples and the Percons drums. And this piece, maybe we can just listen to some individual stuff to give you an idea of everything. This is layered with nymphs too. And I used this bell and tail for some bass in my chords, and all together it's, without the drums of course, it sounds like this. And also for variation I did some, okay, let me think. I think it's right here. No, it's not this one. Is it this one? No. It's right here on the nymphs too. I start, so first nothing together with this one, and right here I start layering it, and in the last measure also to build up and have some more variation going on. And to make a bridge from this part to the next part, I thought, well, why not just do a more minimalistic approach maybe, and just do something melodic with this. And it worked out pretty fine, I think. And the next part, you can't see it right here, but I have used a few notes on the massive sounding synth. As you can hear, to fill those gaps where I'm playing basically nothing. If I would turn it off, it would sound a little bit boring. Okay, so what else can I say about this? I did some fancy stuff with the hi-hat samples. Also, The kick drum sound is always layered with those other kicks to have that really fat and big punchy kick. I love it. Haha. Okay, what else can I say? Okay, so we go back to our main part for the third time, but the main difference is our drum part sounds different, as you can hear. And is there something else? Yes, also on the first measure I layered it together with those samples. And on measure 5 again. Oh, and I also would like to mention the chords of this thing. I never talked about that, but F sharp. So first we go from, if we just look at the bass notes, we go from G sharp to A, then from G to A. It gives some sort of a weird vibe, and I like that. The same for measure 5, we actually start with an F sharp. And then the G again. And our chords are a little bit different as well every time. But I'm not going to give you a full analyzation of this because it's not really necessary, I think, in this walkthrough. But you can see E, G sharp, B, so that's like an E major, and later on it becomes an E minor actually. And for the F sharp, 1, 2, 3. Now, I told you I was not going to analyze this, so I started analyzing. Let's just continue with the walkthrough, I guess. But if you find this interesting, I can do another walkthrough and just the whole theory around this piece of music, if you want to. And just let me know in the comments, and if enough people are interested, I can give you a full theoretical approach kind of tutorial or walkthrough of this. Anyway, that's almost the ending of this song. It's the first time that I actually do this kind of a walkthrough thing, but I like doing this, and it's also good practice for my speech, because me no talkie English normally. I normally speak Dutch, so okay, so the main difference here is the drums and the ending. At the ending, I also, with some automation, bumped up the main reverb just to get that tail a little bit longer. And yeah, that's about it. At the ending, I'm also using this sample again, which I used. Let me think. Where did I use this as well? I think here. Yeah. So it's here. And at the ending of the song. Okay, so this is the ending of the walkthrough. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give this video a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe, because I will do something similar in the future for sure. And yeah, what else is there to say? Have a very nice day, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye bye.